What do we have here?
It's Castle Grayskull. And it's mine. Not so fast, Beastman. He-Man!
You can pit He-Man against Beastman playing for the power of Castle Grayskull. You have to put the castle together.
Beastman's escaping.
What's wrong, Dad? Dad, you saved the castle.
Castle Grayskull from the Masters of the Universe collection. He-Man and Beastman, each sold separately, from Mattel.
Hey everyone, it's Shadow. Welcome to this YouTube channel for a new Mattel review. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins, the Castle Grayskull. The Castle of Shadows of the Masters of the Universe who guard it as best as they can. And who try to protect it from Skeletor, who tries to seize it every time, but he never succeeds. Plus this idiot already has a castle, so it's a bit absurd. We're still on Mattel. And already we still have the beautiful box and the lovely artwork by Axel Jimenez. This time we get a little gift. The White Witch, so there's a figure included. So that's pretty cool. I'm also showing you the beautiful Mattel cardboard that I'm going to proudly keep for my collection. We'll go right away. At the back of the beautiful box. Which, unfortunately, suffered a bit during the journey. Sender ignored me, asked to protect box. From the sender, I had asked to protect the box properly. Well, I wasn't listened to. It's a little bit damaged on the side. Slightly here, but it's not a big deal. We find a beautiful diorama. Honestly, it's really beautiful. And I'm proud to announce that I have everything you see on the back of this box. Ah, there it is, friends. Castle Grayskull, the Castle of Shadows, the Castle of the Masters of the Universe. And just so you can see the differences, photos of the vintage castle from that era. Here you go. So, we can see that the skull on the front of the castle is much prettier, much more aesthetic, and much more symmetrical. The door has also completely changed since you can no longer open it manually. Well, manually you can open it, but not like before, just like that, to access the inside of the castle. You'll need to insert the Sword of Power into the slot right here, literally. You'll see, we'll go through all of that together in a bit. And I don't know if you noticed, but we see a lot of little white spots on the outside of the castle. These are not defects, factories made by Mattel. It's intentionally done by them to bring out that stone effect we have. Because yes, the Castle of Shadows is made of stone, and I think it just looks amazing. So there are people who are not going to like it. Personally, I like it. Let me show you the back of the castle. With here, a door that is bricked up. And all the windows. So, what we're going to do is take a look together at what the inside of the castle looks like while I show you. Here are handles for easy transport. We find them. We see Snake Mountain in the background. To transport the castle much more easily with this. There we go, we find the famous ones. Yes, we can see Snake Mountain in the background. I'm not going to show too much, we'll save that for later. The little latches to be able to open the castle. That doesn't change. You don't change a winning team. We're not going to show much. What I suggest is to move on to the part of the castle with an interior view. I'm also taking the opportunity to show you the new door system, which simply allows you to open it and access the inside of the castle, something that didn't exist before. I'll remind you once again about the vintage version from back in the day, so I'm going to close it up. And here, we're going to need the famous Sword of Power, which is represented by these two parts. Right here, so we have a part when we're going to buy He-Man. Same goes for Skeletor. And you can see we can assemble it like this. He-Man guards the Sword of Power. We choose good to open the castle. To access the legendary Sword of Power that He-Man must protect against the mighty forces of evil. So we're going to choose the side of forces of good to open the Castle of Shadows. This time, if I go to the side of good, that is, I thrust the Sword of Power in. There you go. The door of the Castle of Shadows opens. So we need to be careful, because over time the part just above will tend to get damaged. Especially since we can take it Any weapon that looks like the Sword of Power to be able to access the door of the Castle of Shadows. So, be careful, because over time you might damage your Sword of Power. Unfortunately, because it's made of soft plastic and it's very fragile. What I suggest now is to move on and discover the inside of the castle. And here is the castle from the inside view, once assembled. And since I don't have the vintage version photo, there you go, there's a lot to say. Here we have some new additional panels that we didn't have before. The turret that can be removed and lowered. The flag has completely changed. It's no longer fabric. Before, it was just a parapet, plain and simple. Here we have a real flag made entirely of plastic. On one side, the forces of evil, and on the other, the forces of good. And since I'm a bit too dark and I prefer the villains, I'm going to leave it at that to say that Skeletor and his allies have taken over the witch's castle, which is pretty nice. Even though I prefer, I'll show you the classic version in orange later. And not this one in white. Once again, it's still very pretty. Here we are, Inosuke. Here's a ram. To break down the doors, their weapons workshop with an extra stand. We have fewer weapons than back in the day. But hey, we can take other weapons from different characters to put on the stand, don't worry. The ladder here is a bit thicker, a little shorter, but much sturdier. Here we have some small flags, and these are real fabric flags. We can see the seams here. They are very soft. And actually, we can take them off and place them pretty much anywhere. Underboards of the castle. Here we have the central computer with the planets. A smaller computer. The rug, which is actually a trapdoor. Shall we check that I stuck on the wrong way? Actually, the reflections in the eyes are supposed to be facing up instead of down. Not a big deal. Honestly, I prefer it this way, because as a result, the creature is facing the throne. That's better. Nice about. So don't worry if you made the same mistake as I did. We can see that the designs are exactly the same on the right and the left. So the throne, which hasn't really changed much either. There are some new features on it though. The little spikes. Because I don't know if you've noticed for a while now, but we find a lot of these little spikes. And actually, there are holes under the feet of the characters. And that will help stabilize them so they can stand up properly. And strike nice poses. So, actually yes, I'm going back to what I was saying. The throne has a special feature. If I turn it like this, the rug, which is actually a trapdoor, is going to open and drop a character. And it's going to land right here, in the moat, with all the creatures. And to close it, you have to hold it like this and start turning it. There you go. You can see that there's the mechanism right underneath. We're going to show you the door as well right after, which opens, of course. And here, the elevator that hasn't really changed either, still with this system. Before I drop the witch. So, actually this little thing here will help you prop it up a bit all around the castle. I can put it here, so that the elevator doesn't fall. So after that, it's true that mine has hard time coming down. And it's pretty cool because I don't have to bother stabilizing it with this thing. So I'm going to gently tap on it to bring it back down. Well, listen, what I suggest is to do a few poses, and then we'll meet up again afterwards. For me, clearly, the castles serve as a diorama. Look at this, it's beautiful, no kidding. We have here a little scene that I wanted to create. With Bisman, who smashed the castle door with the ram, we can see a little bit of what's happening inside. It is. He warns the rest of the group that the assault has already been launched. Here we have Trap Joe, who steps forward to provoke Muscler, who is holding the Sword of Power. He has to protect it once again. He has to keep the Sword of Power with him. He has to protect it once again. It's his duty. After all, he's the strongest man in the world who has ever existed. I'm not making up. It's exactly the French translation of each episode that will play every time you watch them. Here we have Mer-Man, who takes elevator. And you can see that I put the little spike on it so that it would be stabilized. and wouldn't move anymore. Here we have the witch waving the flag to prove it, and show the whole world that it is still the masters of the universe who hold possession of Castle Grayskull. The man-at-arms here, who is getting ready to use the turret to protect the castle. More on the outside. And there, watch out, we have Skeletor, who is about to seize the royal throne with Orko, whom I've sidelined because he's a very cowardly character. But fortunately, the castle knows how to defend itself properly. Orko turns around. You see, the moment I turn the chair, it's absolutely epic. There it is. Skeletor has fallen and it's all over for him. And now, the end of an absolutely epic battle. We have He-Man here proudly raising the Sword of Power toward the sky. He also took the opportunity to close the door of the castle. Skeletor, it's over. Clearly, he fell into the traps. So, it's clearing outside the castle. Orko, who no longer has any trouble to deal with. There are no more enemies. I gave you the witch in white anyway, just like the one that originally came with the castle. And here, the weapons master is going to finish off the Spirascule. He lost an arm. I think I'm going to sign off. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to give a thumbs up and comment whether or not you have this castle and what you think about it. If you still don't have it, hurry up, because Mattel is distributing the pieces little by little on their site. Since they have now started a new collection called the Cartoon Collection. But we're still on the Origins, which are actually the same figures, indistinguishable. Except that they are simply the ones from the cartoon. It's the movie version, and they have exactly the same faces. Then the cartoon, and they are slightly larger, so hurry up and get this castle before it becomes a bit too rare. And I say see you soon for a new video. Take care. Until then, see you later, everyone.
What do we have here?
It's Castle Grayskull. And it's mine. Not so fast, Beastman. He-Man!
You can pit He-Man against Beastman playing for the power of Castle Grayskull. You have to put the castle together.
Beastman's escaping.
What's wrong, Dad? Dad, you saved the castle!
Castle Grayskull from the Masters of the Universe collection. He-Man and Beastman each sold separately from Mattel.
Open the jaw bridge.
The powers of evil control Castle Grayskull.
Oh, yeah, Dad, what's Ram-Man's power? I'll get us inside, He-Man.
Ram-Man, He-Man, and Castle Grayskull each sold separately. You have to put the castle together.
Ram-Man, use your head. I just did. Not that way. We have a prisoner.
Good. Who's the prisoner?
You are, because we have the power.
Oh, no. Ram-Man and He-Man from the Masters of the Universe collection each sold separately. Castle Grayskull also sold separately from Mattel.
Who are you?
I'm Many Faces with the power to change from man to robot to monster.
Oh, no.
He-Man, He-Man.
He-Man sold separately.
Hi, old friend. Hi.
He-Man, he's your friend?
Friend and ally. He's just kind of weird sometimes.
Oh, in specially marked packages, Manny Faces comes with 5 extra weapons. He-Man and Manny Faces each sold separately. Part of the Masters of the Universe collection. From Mattel.
Oh, or face the evil look of Trapjaw.
Trapjaw, Battlecat, and He-Man each sold separately, string not included.
That hook won't stop He-Man. Then Trapjaw will use his vicious claw. Still no contest. And Trapjaw will use his wicked laser. Even a one-armed army can't stop He-Man and Battlecat. You win this coin, He-Man.
Trapjaw figure from the Masters of the Universe collection. He-Man and Battlecat figures each sold separately from Mattel.
He-Man.
Beastman's so mad for battle armor, He-Man.
Beastman, Battle Armor, He-Man, and Skeletor each sold separately.
Take that! Just a dent. And that! More dents. But look! They're gone! Only He-Man has this power. Oh, yeah? Battle armor Skeletor has it, too. Now the real fun begins.
Battle Armor, Skeletor, and He-Man figures each sold separately from the Masters of the Universe collection. Beastman figure also sold separately from Mattel.
Skeletor! He-Man, gone. The magic of Orko will be mine. Prince Adam, we gotta get out of here now!
Skeletor, Orko, Prince Adam, and He-Man figures each sold separately.
Help! Help, Prince Adam! Looks like a job for He-Man. Trick's on you, bone face. Yarg!
Prince Adam and Orko with Coin Trick, new from the Masters of the Universe collection, each sold separately. Other action figures also sold separately. From Mattel.
I, Skeletor, have another warrior named Whiplash.
Battle Armor He-Man and Skeletor, Whiplash and Buzz-Off, each sold separately.
And I, He-Man, have a powerful winged warrior named Buzz-Off. So it's the super stinger Buzz-Off against the vicious tail of Whiplash. Ha-ha! Now, may the mightiest warrior win.
Buzz-Off and Whiplash figures are new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures also sold separately. From Mattel.
He-Man, he cloth with his awesome grip of evil.
Fisto, Battle Armor He-Man, Clawful, and Battle Armor Skeletor each sold separately.
You asked for it, Clawful. Meet Fisto with his super smash power.
We'll see who smashes who.
May the mightiest power prevail.
Fisto and Clawful figures new from the Masters of the Universe collection, each sold separately. Other action figures also sold separately. From Mattel.
The evil Mr. Cobra Khan has you under my power.
I, Stratos, will obey!
He-Man, Stratos, and Cobra Khan each sold separately.
Your evil mist won't make a slave of He-Man. Oh, yeah? One more blast of my hypnotizing mist, and now you're gonna see real power, Cobra Khan.
Cobra Khan figure is new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
Only Webstore and his Skylook can get inside and destroy that laser.
Webstore, Castle Grayskull, and Battle Armor He-Man each sold separately. You put the castle together.
You like it in this way, then Webstore will drop in from above. Now for the ladies. I'll get you through that, Webstore. Catch me if you can, He-Man.
Webstore figure new from the Masters of the Universe collection. He-Man and Castle Grayskull each sold separately. From Mattel.
Go get him, Dragon Walker! Go!
Dragon Walker, Battle Armor He-Man, and Skeletor and Mer-Man each sold separately.
Step right this way, He-Man!
Batteries not included.
What's that? Take that, He-Man! May the mightiest power prevail! Yeah.
New Dragon Walker vehicle for use with most Masters of the Universe figures. Action figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
Is Snake Mountain ready to take on He-Man? Anytime!
Snake Mountain, Battle Armor He-Man, and Skeletor each sold separately. You put the mountain together. Batteries not included.
Is your serpent ready to strike? Yes! Come, He-Man! Come to Snake Mountain! If you dare!
Snake Mountain with Echo Microphone, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Action figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
Now to touch my thunder punch, you hear it here, but you feel it there. With He-Man over there, Grayskull will be mine. Like I said, Boneface, you hear the thunder here, but I feel the punch here.
Thunder Punch He-Man from the Masters of the Universe collection. Skeletor and Castle Grayskull each sold separately. From Mattel. Comets bring heroic warriors. Stondar and Rock-On landing soon.
One more paralyzing Dragon Blast, and what? Freeze, Fisto!
Roboto, attack! Your Dragon Blaster can't stop the most powerful robot in the universe.
Freeze, Roboto! I said freeze!
Dragon Blaster Skeletor, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures each sold separately. From Mattel. The ultimate threat to the universe. The evil horror. Coming soon. Very soon.
Evil fog. Cyclone, use your whirling powers to investigate. Around and around I go. Decide, Cyclone, will spin the squad. You messed up my whole evil arc. When Cyclone spins, evil never wins.
Cyclone from the Masters of the Universe collection. Each toy sold separately. From Mattel. Comets bring heroic warriors. Stondar and Rock-On landing soon.
Mossman.
Moss-Man is green, so I can't be seen. Ha ha ha!
He-Man, Moss-Man, Skeletor, and Triclops figures, each sold separately.
Look, He-Man's alone.
It's 2 against 1. Wrong, Boneface. It's 2 against 2. Moss-Man fooled you. Yarg!
Moss-Man, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
Ew! The evil smell Stinkor will overpower He-Man. We'll trap that skunk.
Man-at-Arms, He-Man, Stinkor, and Skeletor figures, each sold separately.
I smell trouble! Man-at-Arms cannot escape the evil smell of Stinkor. Now, He-Man! Smell your own stink, Stinkor! Yarr!
Stinkor with real smell is new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
And now, Spike, let's see how He-Man likes your... Ow! Spike!
Skeletor, Spikor, and He-Man figures, each sold separately.
No one can stop the spike-studded armor of the mighty Spikor. Not even me, you muscle-bound porcupine. Not even you, He-Man.
Spikor is new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
Too bad. We'll be double trouble for He-Man.
He-Man.
I'll get him.
No, he's mine.
Too bad Skeletor and He-Man figures, each sold separately.
Too bad.
Well, an evil warrior. 2 warriors.
The name's Too Bad.
Too bad for you. Oh, yeah? Who wants me first? You get him. No, I'm getting out of here.
Too bad. New from the Masters of the Universe collection. Other action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
At last, I've got He-Man trapped with my walls of evil.
Oh, yeah? Bashosaurus bashes evil away.
Skeletor, He-Man figures, and Bashosaurus vehicle, each sold separately.
Bash away.
Bashosaurus, Bashosaurus.
Next bash is on you, Boneface. Yarr!
Bashosaurus, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Not for use with some figures, each toy sold separately. From Mattel.
The mighty land shark will have Mechanic for lunch. Yikes! And He-Man for dessert.
Land Shark vehicle, Skeletor, Mechanic, and He-Man figures, each sold separately.
Help!
Land shark, land shark.
Help! He-Man!
Land shark, land shark.
Everyone, lockjaw, land shark.
Land shark.
Land Shark vehicle, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. Not for use with some figures, action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
Spydor. Spydor.
Help! My cat, Spydor!
Spydor, Skeletor, and Man-at-Arms figures, each sold separately. Batteries not included.
Put me down, you long-legged creep! You wish!
Spydor. You put Spydor together.
Now, Spydor, now we go for He-Man!
Spydor from the Masters of the Universe collection. Not for use with some figures, action figures, each sold separately. From Mattel.
New from the Masters of the Universe collection.
Get up, Battle Bones!
The collector case that carries more than warriors, more than weapons. Your parents put it together.
Battle!
Battle Bones can also help you carry on the struggle. The struggle for...
All the power in the universe!
He-Man. He-Man.
The Battle Bones collector carry case, new from Mattel, each toy sold separately.
The ultimate threat to the universe is here.
I am Hordak, and this is my evil horde.
Your evil even scares me, Hordak, my friend.
The evil horde has no friends.
The Evil Horde, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. All figures each sold separately.
Let me out of here!
From Mattel.
How can you alone defeat He-Man? Because, Hordak, I have
Mod, you lock.
an evil horde all by myself with 1,000 battling bodies.
Mod, you lock. Mod, you lock. Mod, you lock. Mod, you lock. Mod, you lock.
Now that you're all together, Modulok, I'm gonna take you apart.
Modulok with 22 changeable parts, new from the Evil Horde and Masters of the Universe. Other figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
So, This is where the evil horde hides out.
The Fright Zone! You put it together. Fright Zone, He-Man, Hordak, and Man-at-Arms figures each sold separately.
So nice of you two. Stop in for lunch.
The Fright Zone! The Fright Zone! The Fright Zone!
Your overgrown lizard doesn't scare me, Hordak. Oh, no.
The Fright Zone! The Fright Zone playset used from the Evil Horde and Masters of the Universe collection. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel. Now, the most powerful warriors in the universe have the most powerful weapon. It's Terror Claw's Skeletor. Against Flying Fists, He-Man.
My claws are terror. Rip you to sweat. Try your claws on my hammer fist or my slammer's incredible weapon.
Watch the weapons fly. He-Man battles Terror Claw's Skeletor. New from the Masters of the Universe, each sold separately from Mattel. Comets from the sky bring allies in disguise. They've landed.
Bring on the evil horde!
Stondar, Rock-On, He-Man, and Grizzlord figures each sold separately. Stondar, Rock-On, rocks you transform to surprise.
Hey, Grizzlord! Who's that? Rock on! Stondar! My friends have landed! We'll crush the evil horde!
Stondar and Rock-On, new from the Masters of the Universe. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel. Now, He-Man has an ally with a nose for trouble. Snout Spout. His knockout blast knocks the enemy out.
We're surrounded.
Snout Spout, He-Man, Horde Trooper, and Skeletor figures each sold separately. No matter where the enemy goes, there's no escape from his knockout nose.
Try me, hose head. Not the, it's Hordak. Got it.
Snout Spout, new from the Masters of the Universe. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel. They call him Blast. Rio Blast.
He's an arm. Get him.
He-Man's quick draw deputy. Figures sold separately. The fastest draw in the universe. Rio Blast. Now, He-Man's rising force. Extendar.
Grayskull's mine. He's out of reach.
Figures and sets sold separately. New from the Masters of the Universe. Extendar. A tower of power. Laser Bolt.
Hordak's got Cyclone grounded. Help!
Laser Bolt, He-Man, Hordak, and Cyclone each sold separately.
Go, Laser Bolt! Go!
From high-speed assault cycle to stand-fast battle station, Laser Bolt.
Hordak! He-Man! Meet Laser Bolt!
Laser Bolt, new from the Masters of the Universe. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel. Now no evil can trap He-Man and his mighty Blaster Hawk. Awesome on the land.
Reload! Blast off, Blaster Hawk!
Invincible in the air. Blaster Hawk blasts evil away. Blaster Hawk with 8 blaster discs, new from the Masters of the Universe. He-Man figures sold separately. Blaster Hawk, another direct hit from Mattel. Now, Skeletor comes battling back in the giant Fright Fighter.
I can fly!
Roboto, Skeletor, Castle, Grayskull, and Fright Fighter each sold separately. You put them together.
Whoa! Back off, Bug Eyes! Activate power pictures! Fright Fighter, attack! Hell! Soon Skeletor can take off with all that power!
Fright Fighter, new from the Masters of the Universe. Action figures each sold separately from Mattel.
Imagine Eternia. Imagine the digital bangs. Eternia. That recycling. Imagine the sorry sky tracks. Figures sold separately. The cavern of justice. Eternia. Imagine the power lift to the control chamber. At last, from the Masters of the Universe, the world you've always imagined can be yours.
Now, slithering out from the depths of Snake Mountain, the Snake Men, the lowest form of evil. Ratlor's evil head strikes Tongue Lasher, whose evil tongue lashes.
Snake, I'm ready for him!
But is He-Man ready for their King Hiss? When his skin comes off, his evil comes out. King Hiss, Tongue Lasher, and Ratlor, new from the Masters of the Universe, each sold separately from Mattel. Are you ready for the Snake? Now, Hordak whips up triple trouble. It's Hurricane Hordak with his Sky Chopper.
His Thunderball mace bashes, bashes, bashes.
You're next, Bone Face. Come and get me.
His blade slashes, slashes, slashes.
He's out of control.
Can anyone, can anything stop
Oh!
the Master of Disaster, Hurricane Hordak? New from the Masters of the Universe, action figures sold separately from Mattel.
From the hideous corridors of the Fright Zone come Hordak's Agents of Evil. Dragstore, part evil warrior, part deadly vehicle, the demon of speed. Multibot multiplies and retakes 22 movable parts, making for multiple terror. Horde Trooper, the mindless robotic enforcer, he's cracking up. Mantisaur, the gruesome insectoid steed. Hordak rides him through anything. You can complete your evil horde with this gang of destruction, each sold separately. And remember, you can get King Randor free when you buy any 3 Masters of the Universe figures.
Now, a raging terror grabs hold of the universe. Monstroid. When Monstroid gets wound up, it grabs, it lurches, it spins, and thrashes. Because just like Hordak, it's bad.
I got it. I'll stop it.
Monstroid.
Got it.
New from the Masters of the Universe. You put it together. Action figures sold separately from Mattel. It's a grabber.
From the Masters of the Universe, Hordak reveals the most gruesome trap ever. Welcome to the Slime Pit.
The what?
The Slime Pit.
Now, Spike, you're my slave, not the slime. Yes, my slime will overpower you. I've been slime. No one escapes the evil horde slime pit. Yes.
The Evil Horde Slime Pit. New from the Masters of the Universe. You put it together. Figures sold separately from Mattel.
The legend of He-Man continues in the Masters of the Universe movie with Blade, the slashing blaze of terror. With Sauron, Skeletor's evil lieutenant with a mouthful of lightning. Can they catch Gwildor before his cosmic key enables him to escape? Now, you can live the adventure with Sauron, Gwildor, and Blade.
I've waited a long time for this.
Figures sold separately from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Now Skeletor charges into battle with awesome artillery.
Nothing can stop it.
Nothing except Beam Blaster. It actually fires a light beam to stop artillery.
Give up, He-Man. Fire!
And drops Skeletor. But only with a bullseye to the evil eye. Figures sold separately. You supply the batteries.
I have the power.
New Artillery Beam Blaster set. The first light-action weapons ever from the Masters of the Universe.
Join in the adventures of Masters of the Universe. From the black depth of the sea, Skeletor strikes with a scuba attack gear. But He-Man puts on tower tubes.
You're too bold, big breath.
Scuba attack, tower tubes,
Next time, he's mine.
and cliff climber power gear. Help He-Man in his fight for Eternia with Masters of the Universe. He-Man, now with a free Adventures cassette.
He-Man in a time warp.
Where am I?
Ancient pre-Eternia, lost land of the dinosaurs. Thunderous Tyrannosaurus Rex battles mighty Bionatops, ferocious dinosaurs.
Take this, He-Man.
How can He-Man survive?
I have the power.
New from the Masters of the Universe, figures Bionatops, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Turbodactyl each sold separately. Can He-Man escape the past and them?